When I first booted up after the fall, the intro to the game was one of the more intriguing starts, I guess, to many of the VR games I've played so far. The game starts you off in this weird room with a shooting range, and it has this auto reload feature that I wasn't necessarily a fan of. I switched it to manual. Also, be sure not to try to load your handgun with a can of spray paint. The game then goes on to open up. There's actually some ammo in that locker for those who actually do play this. I didn't show that. It lets you go outside where there's a warm fire. Doesn't actually help at all because you take a look at this guy, and I'm not sure how the fuck he got froze standing still in the cold. That seems pretty fucking impossible. And I'm not sure why that zombie's not eating him, but I take his head off. I took off his buddy's head. It starts off with a little bit of a wave, and you think you've got this shit handled up until you meet this big boy right here. He grabs you by the throat and hoists you up in the air. Empty your entire clip in his face, and you'll get this. Right after that, the game picks back up with you half frosted like old boy from the start of the game, half dead, and your entire head fist fucked beyond comprehension. Luckily, they give you this absolute Chad who saves you from your frozen tomb and takes you back to the hub. There you'll meet Luna Gonzalez, and she starts barking out orders like she runs the place. And Trevor from GTA 5? The game lets you add attachments to your guns, and you can even get a custom paint job. Back to Luna, and that's where she gives you your first mission, where the game generally starts to pick up, apart from Now, I'm gonna be honest, and there's no need to make this video a lot longer than it needs to be, but if you're looking to buy this game, buy it. It's a no-brainer. It's definitely something you want to have in your VR library. Everybody's saying it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but in VR, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, you can even find blueprints. People can drop their guns and give it to you, and that gun becomes a part of your inventory. That's how I got the Deagle. I mean, honestly speaking, I feel like things like that being capable in VR is what takes that type of gaming to the next level versus playing on flat screen. Co-op aspect of it's pretty dope, even if you're playing by yourself. I mean, the bots are fucking bots, but for the most part, I mean, I had fun while playing it. And if you and a couple of your VR buddies just want something to like play for a couple hours, this honestly is one of like the better games. Definitely one of the like top 5. I don't see how you can go wrong with a thing like this. There's even different types of zombies like that bloater one, the big chunky boy, regular, I guess they call them like frozen brains. I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to this shit. My favorite ones being the fucking spider monkey zombies. Oh, they're dropping from the ceiling, holy shit! Now, with all that being said, and not to end on a sad note, but the game is kind of lacking in certain areas. Alright, well, actually, the issues that I have with the game aren't all that bad. Aside from, like, a couple bugs and the lack of content, I guess, is really what I would say. And I wouldn't go as far as saying, like, the weapons are lackluster as well. I mean, it's not revolutionary like you got in Dying Light, but I feel like in a future update, they could add some more in there or add another mechanic on top of this just customizing your guns. And maybe you can customize, like, a bat, customize a machete, put a flamethrower on that shit. Like, shit like that will definitely take this game exactly to where it needs to be. Another thing that I wanted to note was after a while, I guess the fan base somewhat died off. I mean, I won't say that it's dead, but like when I first started playing it was pretty easy to hop into a match, even though yeah, you had to wait a little minute for everybody to get on board. But you know, now a little while afterwards, and I did get into the game rather late, you're finding yourself just waiting for a minute. And I mean, I hope that doesn't kill the game. I hope that soon they actually come out with an update that just adds a little bit more of that fluff that this game seems to be missing. And yeah, I know I only played the first 2 of the main missions, but you know how these things go, and based off of everything that I'm seeing and hearing, you can kind of see that once you hit the in-game content, it's not much more after that. You'll just collect all of your weapons, collect all of your attachments, maybe get some skins, that type of stuff. And then after that, it's not too much replayability. I guess that all depends on like how much you want to play zombie games these days. That being said, I do plan on going back to the game, spending more time with it, getting a lot more personal, I guess, opinion on like the later content of the game. But for right now, I mean, I definitely still recommend it. It's not a bad game like whatsoever. I can see myself coming back and spending hours playing this game, and it's really dope to meet some of the new people and make new VR friends, which I mean is also one of the other novelties of playing VR games. It's something else that I definitely recommend everybody have an experience with. And I'd go out on a limb and say, if you know you're just now getting into VR and you want a nice, decent place to just hop into something and do something totally new, I mean, this is definitely like one of my like biggest recommendations. If you heavily fucked with this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment down below letting me know if you want me to make any more of these or come back and revisit this, kind of finish my review of it. But for right now, I mean, it was just first impressions. I fucked with it. I hope you fuck with it too. We'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.